एक दफ़ा I was really heartbroken once. Somebody had betrayed me, and I happened to speak to SN Bhai, SN the director, Rahim. And SN Rahim, yeah, I was talking to him about something, and I started crying, and I was like, and he said something to me, this is 4 years ago, that should become your mantra. उन्होंने कहा कि किसी भी, फिर उन्होंने गाली दी, किसी भी bleep को इतनी importance ना दो कि तुम्हारी हालत इतनी बुरी हो जाए. तो ये चीज़ लोग अपना मैंट्रा बना लें कि किसी भी इंसान को, किसी भी को इतनी इम्पोर्टेंस ना दें कि आपकी हालत बुरी हो जाए. अगर आप एक ऐसी फैमिली में हैं कि आपके कुछ फैमिली मेम्बर्स टॉक्सिक हैं या उनका अपना ट्रामा है वो आप पे उतार रहे हैं, तो उनको भी इंटरनली इतनी इम्पोर्टेंस ना दें कि आप अपनी बुरी हालत इतनी कर लें, अपने आप को पत्थर बना लें. इन दैट सेंस, सो आई थॉट दैट वाज ग्रेट एडवाइस.
I mean, all of these things that you're saying, like, you've obviously internalized so much of this.
Yeah, it's a great process. Yeah. Self-growth, self-discovery, self-learning is such a beautiful process. Self-education, itni zabardast art hai, you know, and I'm enjoying every second of it. I have been on this journey for a while now, for some years.
And I think इसीलिए औरतें जो काम करती हैं वो busy रहती हैं और उनकी शनाख्त कायम रहती है. You know, अपनी शनाख्त को कायम रखना मेरा ख्याल है बहुत ज़रूरी चीज़ है.
बहुत ज़रूरी है. अगर आप काम नहीं भी करें, if you choose to stay at home, तब भी आप अपनी एक शनाख्त अपने आप से बनाएं. मतलब किसी के साथ अटैच होके ना बनाएं. दो लोग इकट्ठे हो सकते हैं, ज़रूरी नहीं है कि दो लोग एक sort of entity बन जाएं.
But you are now very consciously, I feel like you read something but you try and apply it. That's what I'm hearing and seeing, and I've been hanging out with you, so I
give it a shot. I think a lot about things. Yeah. I like to process things in a more objective sort of way.
Yeah. What are some qualities in a man that you find really sexy?
I like men who are secure, because एक मसला है हमारी सोसाइटी में कि men are really attracted to independent women, and women who are, you know, who can take care of themselves, but then they want to take away that same thing once they have them. Again, it becomes about possession. So I like men who are secure, जो ऐसा नहीं करते हैं. Secure enough कि वो आपकी success और आपकी shine से dissuade नहीं होते, you know. So security, self-assurance and self-security in a man I find very sexy. I love chivalry. Okay. I'm a big fan of hygiene.
Nice, so am I. So am I.
Right? You need to be well taken care of.
To the point where I'm a little extreme.
Oh yeah? Yeah, I am too a little bit. And I think that's an okay thing.
I think it's about control and all these very, very complicated things.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again, हम फिर थोड़ी, you know, secondary चीज़ों पे आ रहे हैं. तो I like a man who can cook.
Oh.
Because I can't cook.
Okay.
So that would be nice.
No wonder, because you always order me stuff. Whenever I meet you, you're like, I'll order you this, I'll order you that. And then you order all this like amazing food.
I'm an ordering expert.
Yeah.
And I'm great in restaurants, but I cannot cook.
I was reading this really interesting thing about infidelity the other day on Instagram, and they said that infidelity is actually less about the person
that you're doing it to.
That you're doing it to. It's more about the.
Well, I'll say this much: Beyonce got cheated on. So, I mean, it has very little, and yeah, I agree. It has very little to do with the person and more to do with you. Because if you're a coward who won't just leave, and you're being not truthful, then it's about you, no? So, yeah, I completely agree.
That you're filling some kind of void in yourself.
But then if you are consistently attracting such people who are, you know, who are unfaithful to you, then it's also about the energy you're giving and the kind of person you're being attracted to. So you have to second guess कि मैं क्यों ऐसे लोगों के पास जाती हूँ? What trauma do I have that subconsciously gravitates towards?
Do you think there's a pattern, or do you think maybe sometimes you can just be unlucky?
Sometimes you can be unlucky, but sometimes you can also have a pattern. Sometimes you can be attracted to someone who's emotionally unavailable. Sometimes you can be attracted to someone who's maybe a bit of a pathological liar. And maybe subconsciously you don't know that they are, but there are certain things that are pulling you towards. So then again, unhealed trauma, figure out what it is in you that's, you know, and fix that. Because everything can be fixed. If there's anything about the human body and mind is that it can be healed. It's beautiful. We have that in us, you know, and it's a gift.
हाँ, तो आपको क्या बेहतर लगता है कि आप खुद अपनी सेल्फ हीलिंग करें, या आप थेरेपी पे जाएं, या आप दोस्तों से बातें करें, या आप अम्मी से, मामा से बात करें? आपके लिए सबसे ज़्यादा इफेक्टिव क्या है?
All of the above. There was a time जब मैंने थेरेपी भी कुछ टाइम के लिए ली, फिर अपनी सेल्फ थेरेपी की, बिकॉज थेरेपिस्ट से मैं कुछ टूल सीखती थी जो मैं अप्लाई करती थी. I wasn't very consistent with therapy. I did for a short time. I have a best friend named Anya, who you know.
I know Anya.
And she lives in London now. And for my first heartbreak when I was about 17, 18, she helped me through. This is years ago. And since then, she's been my constant. And she's like a therapist. So yes, if you have a friend, absolutely. Do your own therapy. Practice CBT yourself. Study, things. It's not just therapy.
So interesting you mentioned
life improvement.
Cognitive behavioral therapy इन्होंने अभी mention किया
Which is
CBT
everything.
जो एक particular method होता है.
इसके बारे में please पढ़िए और अगर आप इसको अपने basic जिंदगी में apply करें तो it's amazing.
Because CBT is very different from talk therapy.
It's very different, but it works.
Yeah.
And so कभी-कभी मेरे लिए कुछ काम करता है, कभी कुछ. Meditation is phenomenal. मैं अपना mind बिल्कुल blank नहीं कर सकती, तो I use apps like Calm या Headspace. So that is just it's amazing. It's life-changing. And my mother is the one who sort of enforced meditation on me because it helped her so much.
मैं exercise कोशिश करती हूँ करूँ.
Exercise, the best thing. आपके endorphins release होते हैं. There's nothing better. Nothing will fix you like a good workout. And just being aware कि जो मैं feel कर रही हूँ इस वक्त, it's just a feeling and it'll pass and I'll go through this. So I think it's an amalgamation of everything. And then right now I'm studying a lot of Robin Sharma. And he has a book out, which I would really like your followers to know about. It's called The 5 AM Club.
Okay.
This is the gentleman who wrote The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. And उन्होंने एक structure दिया है उस किताब में जो I was following a similar structure more or less, but he's really broken it down कि आपने अपनी morning में अगर आप ये particular routine करें, उसको इस तरह block out करें और अपना thinking pattern ऐसा रखें, तो it'll make a difference, and it really does. और उनकी बहुत अच्छी mastery sessions हैं on YouTube.
आपकी क्या है routine?
मैं इसको strictly follow नहीं करती, but there are times where I'll wake up really early, sometimes before 5 a.m. and I do some meditation and I work out and I journal. Journaling is so important.
Ushna,
journaling is phenomenal.
I have to tell you, I've spent 5-6 years writing my book, and it wasn't like a conscious कि अब मैं. But the traumas that I have worked out while writing this, although the stories are not about my traumas, but I have had to create a problem. Which is the story, and then solve it myself, right? Because then you have to, So yeah, writing is a huge.
It's so therapeutic, and that was your form of therapy. And that was your catharsis.
I guess.
Wasn't that amazing?
And after the book ended, my demons started creeping up again.
So then that's what you have to do. And isn't it beautiful that you have that talent, you possess it, that your art can be your therapy? And that's why artists are so lucky, because, for me, even acting is therapy. If I'm really into the role, it's amazing. So creation for artists is, and I'm so happy to hear that you've gone through that. That's phenomenal.
Yeah,
find something and channel all of your emotions and everything in it. There's nothing better.
पाकिस्तान के बारे में एक आपकी सबसे favorite चीज़ जो आपको लगता है कि पाकिस्तान की सबसे अच्छी क्वालिटी है, और एक चीज़ जो आप चेंज करना चाहती हैं, चेंज होता हुआ देखना चाहती हैं.
सबसे अच्छी क्वालिटी हमारे कल्चर में एक भाईचारा और एक शिवलरी और एक रिस्पेक्ट है जो आप अक्सर दूसरों में नहीं पाते. हम बहुत अच्छे होस्ट हैं, मेहमान नवाज़ में बहुत अच्छे हैं, हम अपने बड़ों का बहुत अदब करते हैं, ख्याल करते हैं, और हम एक दूसरे की बहुत मदद करते हैं. जो ख़ासतौर पे जो मोहल्लादारी, अगर आप छोटे नेबरहुड्स में जाएँ तो वो जो एक कमराडरी होती है वो मुझे बहुत खूबसूरत लगती है हमारे बारे में. So I love that, and we're very good hosts when someone comes from abroad, or तो वो जो basic manners हैं हम में, वो मुझे बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं. और जो मुझे चीज़ नहीं अच्छी लगती वो है हम में इतनी acceptance नहीं है कि हम अपनी ideology से बाहर कोई बात हो तो उसको सुन भी सकें. We need to be able to be open to new ideas and have more tolerance. हमारे मुल्क में tolerance बहुत कम है unfortunately, और हमारे generations में tolerance बहुत कम है. मामा और मैं, I'm the youngest, so Mama was 40 when she had me, so we have a huge age gap, right?
That means I have time.
You have lots of time. So we have a huge age gap, and then I lived in Canada, so there was a huge cultural clash between her and I. And मैंने काफ़ी चीज़ें उनमें देखी जो उनका कसूर नहीं था. It was very difficult for her to accept homosexuality. It was very difficult कि वो कहती थी जैसे मर्जी रहे, लेकिन मुझे and a lot of things she just was like कि नहीं, she would get offended, personally offended, and वो चीज़ उनकी मुझे थोड़ी सी comb out करनी पड़ी है. मैंने realize किया कि हमारी mostly कौम ऐसी है, तो वो एक acceptance हम में अगर आ जाए, so that would be great. Homosexuality was just an example. There's many other things.
Yeah, there are many other things. और interesting बात ये है कि काफ़ी लोगों ने ये कहा है, कि थोड़ा space create करें दूसरों के लिए भी, ताकि वो अक्सर हमसे पूछा जाता है कि आपका फेवरेट कोट क्या है. याद है जब संडे मैगजीन शुरू हुआ था कोई 10-20 साल पहले, तो मॉडल्स का अक्सर फेवरेट कोट होता था लिव एंड लेट लिव. याद है आपको?
Was that it? No, I was in Canada when it came out.
Oh, you were in Canada, but I was always struck by it. But उसका अमल भी करें ना.
Yeah.